China crisis, black man reign. And listen, there's been a little crisis at Scunthorpe. I wish this record would finish. Come on, it's coming. It's been on note for about the last 10 seconds. There's been a little crisis at Scunthorpe Flying Pig because it was Scunthorpe 1, Rotherham 2, but in the last 2 minutes of the game, in the League One playoff, what's happened, Flying Pig?
Yeah, Scunthorpe equalised, so it's Scunthorpe, it's finished now, full-time score, Scunthorpe 2, Rotherham 2. So that's obviously the playoffs, so Rotherham probably strongest point now, taking 2 away goals back to their own ground.
Absolutely, great result for Rotherham. Even given that last couple of minutes equaliser by Scunthorpe, but it puts the tie on a knife edge, but you have to favour Rotherham. They'll be the bookies' favourites now. Listen, bookies' favourites. Let's talk about bookies' favourites. Let's talk about everybody's favourite managers, and we're looking at the top 6. And just before the break, I mentioned that there was a great logarithm that somebody's pulled together, or whatever it is. I'm not a mathematics man, but basically somebody's worked out in the last two seasons on net spend, the top 6 as we view them there. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United and Manchester City. And this really sorts the wheat from the chaff. This really tells us who the great managers are, Big Dunk. The great managers are. Okay, now listen. In 6th place out of 6, which isn't a great record, nobody wants to occupy last place, with a net spend and working out at £2 million per point that they've achieved in the last 2 years. Big Dunk, who is it?
This is the worst one, yeah.
This is the worst.
This is the worst one. Well, it's got to be between. It's got to be Man City. It has to be Manchester.
Would
City.
you agree, Flying Pig?
Yeah, I've got to say Man City.
You're correct.
Right.
£2 million per point they have spent in the last 2 seasons. Now, what I was saying to you on Ken Scott's office, Flying Pig, the other day, anybody could beat Pep Guardiola
Exactly.
and take a team to the top of the league on that type of money.
Let's see him at somewhere like Stoke or
Exactly. I agree with you.
Event.
But the Flying Pig, what did you say in Ken Scott's office?
That's why we are sat here.
100% right, 100% right. Now, okay, in fifth place, with a net spend of what, and this is ridiculous as well, £1.78 million per point. Who's in 5th place?
You would think Chelsea, but I'm going to say Manchester United.
Yeah.
Who are you going to say?
No, I'm with Big Dunk on that.
He's got to be with Pogba, with Suarez.
They've spent a lot of money, haven't
absolutely.
they? Yeah.
Not a lot between them, between the two big Manchester clubs. 2.06 million for City and 1.78 million for Mourinho. Okay. In 4th place, with a net spend, this one might surprise you, of £622,000, £622,000 a point. Who is it?
That's a hell of a difference from the other two.
Massive, isn't it?
Well, that's got to be between. So we haven't done Chelsea or Arsenal yet. It's got to be one of them two. And I think Arsenal have spent a bit, haven't they, in the last couple of years? And I don't think Chelsea have spent as much, have they? So, what would you say, Flying Pig? What's you thinking?
Well, I was thinking Chelsea, to be honest with you.
I'm going to go for Arsenal. You go for Chelsea then.
It's 3-2 to the Big Dunk. It's 3-2 to the Big Dunk. You are 100% correct, Big Dunk. £622,000 a point, Mr. Wenger. Okay. In 3rd place, I think you can guess this.
This has got to be Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Absolutely. With a net spend of £450,000 a point.
Yeah.
Okay. 2nd place.
So this is between Liverpool and Tottenham. And Liverpool's net spend is never great, never. But I can't think of Tottenham splashing a lot of money either. So I actually feel it's Tottenham, but I think I'm going to have to. What do you think, Flying Pig?
I'm going for Tottenham, mate.
You're going for Tottenham. Hang on. Surely Liverpool's. I'm going to go for Liverpool.
That pulls it level, lads.
Yeah.
Has he got it?
Correct,
Has he?
Tottenham.
Good
Now,
seat.
obviously, you know what number one was. This is incredible. So Tottenham have spent 206,000 per point.
Yeah.
Okay. How much have Liverpool spent per point?
No idea.
48,000.
Is that what it is?
That's all.
You see, I knew Liverpool. I've just had a sneaky feeling that maybe it was a bit, you know what I mean, it was too obvious.
48,000.
I mean, the figures are staggering. I'll just run through
Our
them
owners
again.
are shocking, honestly,
Yeah.
they really are. I mean, if you think about it, they spend big on players
And-
like Van Dijk and that, but they always sell. They sell all the time.
You're in the Champions League final.
Yeah, that's where the value is, isn't it? compared
Well,
to, say, Tottenham.
it's quite incredible. I'm just run through those figures again. I'll leave you with you because they're all very interesting.
It
As I
is,
say,
it really
the
is.
number one manager over the last 2 years on points to net spending is by a country mile Clibbity Clop.
Yeah,
A country mile, £48,000 a point. And then we'll go right through
Them owners will love that.
Pochettino, Conte, Wenger, Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, £2 million a
ridiculous,
point.
ridiculous.
Now, again, how many points is there between the two? 25 points?
Yeah.
That's why, lads. That's why, because they've spent absolutely bucket loads of money.
But
Yeah.
you got our friend earlier on in the season, a few weeks ago, Mr. Mourinho, complaining that
I even complained.
he hadn't got as much money to spend as Man City. That's why he can't keep up with him.
Well, it's ridiculous.
Well,
I mean,
Figures look like that off them figures.
there's the figures. 2 million as opposed to 1.8 million. So there's nothing in it. In the grand scheme of things,
And
there's
that's,
nothing in it.
and that's what makes. I'll say what I would like to see is how Leicester City compared when they won it. That'd have been incredible.
Do you know what I would like to see? And I've been looking for them this morning. I'd love to see the whole league.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the whole league and the likes of, the Newcastles and Leicesters and Crystal Palace, how much they've spent on every point they've achieved
Yeah.
this year.
That's why I'm not really like when they talk. I mean, I have no problem with them clubs. Like I don't despise Man City or anything. Fair play to them. They've got great fans and they deserve some success.
Just a second.
Whoa,
Oh, I'm going to come right in
go on
there
then.
because now you've brought me right up to what I want to say.
Go on then.
Manchester City have great fans.
To be very loyal to
Well,
them.
listen, I'm gonna throw something at you.
Yeah,
At the game on Wednesday night,
Yeah.
they were champions of the league.
Right.
Okay, that was the big festival that they were going to have, and blah blah blah. It was also Yaya Touré's
right.
last game.
Yes.
He's been a great servant to Manchester City. 8 years he's been at Manchester
Right.
City, and that stadium was 2/3 full.
At the end. Or
No,
throughout?
right
Throughout.
away throughout. If you go onto our Cool Pundits Facebook site, I've
Well, that's a good
videoed
point
it.
because if that
I've
was somewhere
videoed
like
it.
Anfield, it'd be full. without
Exactly.
doubt.
If it was somewhere like Newcastle, it would be full.
Well,
Newcastle,
what I'm trying to say is that their fans have been through. They've had a few rough years. So it's nice. For me, I just think it's good to see a club like that with some money behind them and that. But I don't like these clubs that just go out and buy the league. I don't see where the excitement is in that. I don't see how you can pat your back at the end of it when you've just annihilated everybody else. And we can talk about. I mean, I'm saying that even from a Liverpool fan's point of view. What's it like for these other clubs down here? Like your club, Newcastle. They ain't got a chance. How can they compete with that? They brought in financial fair play that's made no difference whatsoever.
financial fair play.
it's
What
a
a
joke.
mockery! What a mockery!
I'm just saying that because I'm jealous that we can't spend that money. I would love to be on, like have this Arab money and all that. But at the same time, you must feel better if you've got someone that can win it, like you're saying, when the net spend figures on there. If you've got a manager that's delivering it with maybe a little bit more limited resources, if you can just go out and spend 70, 80 million just for the fun of it, just to buy a backup player and that. I don't know. That's why I didn't rant and rave about Man City all season when everyone was doing so.
It should be made like we've talked about this in the past, like rugby league, rugby union, things like that. It should be kept.
It should be.
If you kept it, and they were all.
Wouldn't it be, sorry to chip in, but wouldn't it be good to see these other clubs mid-table with a chance of being up there? It's supposed to be the greatest league in the world, but we can all predict it roughly. I mean, it's great to see Burnley up there, isn't it? I think I
But you
mentioned
see,
that last week.
Leicester 3 years ago,
Yeah.
3 seasons ago, that was brilliant. But yeah, I
But
mean,
that was a lot of clubs at the time. They were doing very well, wasn't it? Which obviously helped Leicester. They had a good run for it. And how many neutrals wanted Leicester to win that year?
Everybody.
Even Tottenham were doing well work that year, and it
Yeah.
would have been nice to see them do something. They're doing pretty well. But I would love to see if it was a bit more
But,
competitive.
you know, if you
Why?
kept it, like I said, but not just kept the transfer market, but kept the players of how much they're allowed to earn.
Well, yeah, that's
And then let's see if there was a cap on it. I know it'll never happen.
No.
But if it did,
It
let's
would.
see how great your managers are then.
It would be, and again, this is my main argument. Okay, Pep Guardiola has done wonders wherever he's went, but he's always had the
He's
money.
always had the money.
He's always had the money, you know. Barcelona, you know. I mean, you know,
Let's
it's
go
just.
see him do it at West Ham or something
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, you mentioned Burnley. I mean, Sean Dyche. I mean,
they've done
you
brilliant.
know, there's a manager for you on an absolute shoestring.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
some of
think
them
he
guys
gets the
would never
credit.
get looked at if these
Yeah.
jobs became available.
Absolutely. I mean, if for argument's sake, Pep Guardiola was to walk tomorrow, we walk away at the end of the season, would Manchester City come in for the likes of Sean Dyche?
Nah,
No.
they wouldn't touch him. It's
They
wrong.
wouldn't. And you know, he's proved he's got his team into a European position. As long as he's in there, isn't it? Because it's the top 7 that go through with you know a couple of little results in FA Cup finals and things. So you know, fair play to the guy. And you're right, Dunk, what you said before. I would love to see the actual logarithm on what he spent.
Yeah.
I bet he's worked out about 27 bob a goal
I just wish it
point
was a
or
bit
something,
more
you know.
competitive. And when you look at Man United, you know, they've come second, but you know, even their own fans, I don't want to just criticise them because they're our rivals and we hate them or whatever. That, you know, that's respect to hate another team. But even Manchester United fans are not happy with the way that they've
Style
played.
of play.
Even though they've come second in the league, which everyone will be delighted with. Manchester United, as you know, they're a team like Liverpool are or were, whatever. They're known for attacking. And I remember when they came to Anfield for a draw.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Sir Alex Ferguson coming to Anfield for a draw? He doesn't want to, you know, yeah, he can be happy with a draw maybe at the end of it, but not from the
Wouldn't
offset,
come with
set
it, no.
out and think
But
we're going to go for a draw,
also-
part of the bus.
But also, there's not many managers like Mourinho now. The last 2-3 games just criticised his players somewhat wrong.
Oh, he's got
No,
stuck
you
in,
never
haven't
get, your manager should not. He might be criticising behind closed doors, but I don't
He's
think he should do it to
no,
the press.
exactly.
No,
And
absolutely.
that's what he's been
And
doing.
that's it. And you yourself, you know, as a football supporter, sometimes you watch your team and you'll see certain players and you think, why is the manager not having a go at them? And you think it's because the manager got that unwritten rule. If there's any criticism done privately, not for, you know, he's going to. If you're one of them players, especially them young lads that he's been aiming it at, a couple of lads, 20 years of age, how must they feel to be put down like that? I know some people say, I paid plenty of money and all that, but that's just the way the game is. But I don't know, I ain't got much time for him, to be honest. United, but I would much rather that they were known for playing their attacking football again. Maybe that will come, you know, next season. Maybe he's going to have a clear out, get rid of some of these players that he don't like and that. But you know, I've always known Manchester United to be a great attacking team, and I'd like to see that come back. Honestly,
Yeah.
Don't you
Okay.
think? Don't you think? Sorry, Ken.
I was just going to say we'll take some music. This was the team that says we're not going to have much to talk about today, lads.
Yeah.
Don't you think that going back to Manchester United? Don't you think that's probably one of the worst signings ever? Paul Pogba.
Yeah, well, he's
What was it? 80 million, was it?
It wrecked the market, didn't it, for sure. But the thing is, you know, 'cause obviously the prices then were inflated on everybody, weren't they, as a result of that transfer?
But he's had about 4 good games all season.
Well, this is the thing. I don't think it's the worst signing ever because I rate the guy, I really guy.
He's had, yeah,
but I have to say,
split on it, aren't they?
it's 1 in 6 games that you
Yeah.
see something spectacular for.
Yeah.
And there's no consistency
But
whatsoever.
is that his relationship with the manager again there? Is that, you know, because people suggest that there's an issue there between them two, so I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know. But there's 2 big characters there, and I think it's probably natural that they're getting in each other's way, and it's the alpha male thing.
Well, he should be
You know.
bossing it, shouldn't he, Pogba? I mean, for who he is, really.
I agree,
you think,
100%.
I think everyone would say they would have expected a bit better from him, to be honest.
Okay, right, guys. From a team that had nothing to say about football,
can't shut us up now.
went on. We'll take a little bit of music and we'll be right back.
When it's them women playing and kids playing, you can just hear them screaming and yapping all the time.
Yeah,
can't
I
you?
know. And little girls go.
Yeah.
Now listen, I've got
Running
something
around
to
as
tell
well,
you. Now
yeah.
you brought it up. You
Go on.
Scousers have brought this up. You mentioned atmosphere. Okay.
Yeah.
2018 Premier League had a journalists what's the word? A journalists get together on Wednesday night, and they all voted on the top 10 Premiership best atmosphere at the ground clubs.
You're going to come in
the
here and talk
Premiership.
to a Newcastle.
Of course I am.
I
Number
can
one.
tell where it's going.
Number one. Where did Man United come in?
Nowhere.
18th.
Yeah, I can believe that.
18th.
Who was number one?
Newcastle.
Seriously?
Yeah, absolutely, 100% serious. I'll show it on Facebook in
I
about
believe
2
you, mate.
minutes'
Sorry,
time.
I know
Newcastle
you're
was
honest.
voted the number one best atmosphere of the stadium.
Yeah.
And no wonder.
So when's
We've
the
sold
parade
out
then?
again.
When's the bus parade for that then?
We're going to have a parade for something, haven't we? Yeah, I just wanted to.
So who was
bring that-
worst?
You brought it up. I can't remember who was worst, but
Mhm.
I remember Man United was 18th. Arsenal didn't fare very well.
See,
They
Man
were
City,
about
they haven't got
14th,
much of an
13th,
atmosphere,
14th.
have they?
Man
Arsenal,
City wasn't very good. Burnley got a good one. West Brom was up there.
That's because these are teams
You know?
that are used to being down divisions a bit, and them down the divisions is always
West
a better
Brom was
atmosphere.
up there in the
Well,
atmosphere.
it's because
sticks.
most of these people are supported by the home supporters. Not like Man U, where they come from China.
I have to say, I think Liverpool was second or third.
Yeah.
They were second or third, but Newcastle.
It can be
was
quite
number
at
one.
Anfield a bit these days, but them European nights are fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we have to take some more music, guys. I've eventually got the live feed on the Facebook site. If you want to come in and watch us live and see our glorious shapes, it's Cool Pundits on Facebook, and we are going live on our little talky bits. If you were listening about an hour ago, we had a real ball with the Flying Pig, took the mickey out. And if you weren't listening live, go back to about an hour ago on the Cool Pundits video and see that. It was great stuff.
I will get my own back.
fantastic.
He'll get
I
his
will
own
be
back.
back.
The pig. This one comes, as the mouse doesn't work. Yeah, it's working. This one comes up especially for a man called Big Dunk.
Yeah.
Rihanna S&M. Now, little question me and Big Dunk want to put to you, Flying Pig. Your knees that are troubling you today, is that a result of a little bit S&M?
Oh, I wish.
More like Eminem.
More like M&M's.
All right, M&S.
Probably all the rich food from M&S. You're
Yeah.
not wrong. Anyway, he's been a very quiet man today, poor old Flying Pig. He's troubled. He hasn't even managed himself a little beer today, unfortunately.
Now here we know he's ill.
That would know he's S&M knees. Listen, we haven't got a lot of football today to talk about, which Big Dunk's actually challenged, and he's talked about lots of football today. We haven't got a lot of games to report on. The leagues are all but finished, apart from the top four in the English Premier League. The Championship's all finished. League One, League Two's just about there. But listen, Flying Pig, Europe's leagues, what are they looking like? Tell me about the Spanish leagues. Let's have a little rundown. Who's won the league? What the crack was? Blah blah blah.
Well, in Spain, there's still 2 games to go yet, Scotty. But that's all over and done with, isn't it? Because Barca have already won.
They run away with it, did
They
they?
run away with it.
Could go unbeaten, just like Arsenal. They've never been beaten in the league
Is that right?
all season. Never been beaten.
You sure?
Are you sure about that?
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
no,
I read. That's what I read. You're making us doubt it now,
Yeah.
but that's what I read.
Yeah,
from the
last
week.
September maybe.
No.
I'll look up in a minute.
Or maybe did they say this year?
That's
more
Possibly
likely,
from a calendar year. But
Yeah.
listen, our little statistician here, Mr. S&M Flying Pig, he will look that up when we go to the next piece of music.
Yeah, anyway, as I said, there's still 2 games to go, and Barca have won the
He doesn't like we're talking about the
I know,
S&M,
he
does
did
he?
mention it.
He's
Yeah,
getting
didn't
touchy.
he? Was it a dog league though?
Don't call that.
chance of being a flying thing, I'll tell you. Are you going to let me carry on?
Yeah,
Yeah, go on, Karen.
Are you going to shut up or what?
Go on then.
All right, so
Did the
Barcelona.
dog collar have studs in?
I can just see him sat there.
You'll lead on me.
That leading on you, mate. Don't know where you've been. Carry on. Get on with it.
Right. Barcelona on 90 points. Right, with 2 games to go. Atletico in second on 75 points. Real Madrid on 72 and Valencia on 67. They're the top 4 sides that will go into.
Are they all definitely done top 4 then?
They're
Yeah?
all done top 4
So
definitely.
Valencia have got Champions League.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
Valencia.
good because the local art there, and I've been to
Yeah.
a couple of games up there, so I want to
The
see them in the
Mestalla.
Champions League because you get to see some decent games.
Have you been to Mestalla, Flying Pig?
No, I have not.
It's incredible. It's like so steep, isn't it, Doug?
Yeah, massive.
It's
Right?
really
you won't get me
steep.
going up there.
And you go to the
I think
top, you look as if you're going to fall over. at
It
one
looks
point.
deadly at the
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
If it never happens. I think the cheapest ticket's about 10 or 15 euros. I think.
It's well worth a visit to the Mestalla. Great
There's plenty
atmosphere
of
and
parking
the
around it.
bars
Plenty of
round
underground
about the
parking
game.
if you
It's
take your car up
fantastic.
there.
So if you're not going to La Nucía, you can always go to the Mestalla.
Yeah, but go to La Nucía.
Oh, I've just had one message in, I have to say, from Sandy from the Union Jack Bar. She says, don't forget that La Nucía reserves are playing tonight at 7 o'clock. If they win, they go up a league as well.
That's
So
amazing.
an incredible club we've got.
I think the
on
kids
our
have just done all right as well, haven't they? The youth side's just done
The
all right.
half we've had a Cadetes team that's won the league. The Juveniles haven't done so well. Listen, we're interrupting Flying Pig.
Yeah, he's getting stressed.
Yeah.
We don't want to set him off. He'll have that.
He's getting-
You'll have them whips and everything.
Hey,
What a-
Tell them about the football.
Yeah, get on with it. We're sat here waiting.
let's be all right. We'll get a word in edgeways, wouldn't it? Anyway, right. So we've talked about the top 4, but what I was going to say was about Barcelona. Stop laughing, Scotty.
I'm thinking of you with the dog collar on.
Yeah, with studs
I
and stuff.
studied Dr.
I'm waiting
Come
for
on.
him to get a carrier bag on over your head. Come on, get on with it. People
Come on,
listening.
tell them about the
It's the
football.
serious
This is
show
a
now.
football show. Come on. It's a family show. Behave yourselves. Right, so Barca on 90 points. If they win the last 2 games, it's very similar to Man City. They'll end up on 96 points if they win the 2 games. And they've scored 94 goals. Right, so listen, it's impossible. Listen, land, it's
Listen,
impossible.
it's impossible.
But
Bless him.
on the other hand, and the
I'm
other
going to have to take some music.
thing,
We can't.
just
Go. Right.
just one thing I wanted to say
I'm a
was as
professional.
well,
I'm a professional.
it's looking pretty certain that Messi is going to win the Ballon d'Or again, the Golden Boot, because he scored a hat-trick, didn't he, last week or week before, and he's got 34 goals now. So
Well ahead of Ronaldo. Well ahead.
Good.
Ronaldo's only scored 25 this year.
Don't like him.
He's
Don't like
rubbish.
him. He's arrogant.
Has 24.
He's rubbish. Yeah.
The nearest, obviously, to Messi is our guy,
Yeah.
Salah.
Yeah.
Right, he's on 30.
They were talking about him putting him on penalty duty
Yeah.
in case he gets.
And then the next one to him is the guy from Germany, Lewandowski. He's on 29.
So the Ballon d'Or is just for league goals.
league goal.
Ah, right. And how many says Salah got?
It's 30.
Oh, no, I've lost count.
I don't know if it's 30 or 30.
I've
No, it's
lost
30.
count.
Or is it 30? Yeah, 30. And as I say, Messi's on 34 with 2 games to go yet. So
Yeah, he's got that, hasn't he?
yeah, that's.
But yeah, like I said, I'm glad Valencia have done all right.
Yeah.
So if you get some, you can pop like you can buy the tickets easily online on their website as well if anyone's interested, and it's in English as well.
Germany. Let's go to Germany. What's
Right.
happening in Germany? Can
Yeah,
I
see,
have
I
a
don't
little
really-
rough guess that maybe Bayern Munich's won it?
Again, run away with it again. Bayern Munich, they've 1 game to play. The whole league's 1 game to play. Bayern Munich on 84 points.
So
The
it's
nearest to them is Schalke on 60 points.
All right.
Incredible.
So they're winning by
Yeah.
24 points. Again, 84 points. And they've got a goal, scored 91 goals as well. So all these, Barca, Bayern Munich and Man City
That was
run
it.
away with the leagues.
That was the other thing I was having a go at the Man City fans through the week as well, that they could have went past 100 goals, I think, Man City, which is a big achievement.
Yeah.
There was so many things in that Man City game. Sorry, getting back to the Premiership again. There was the Yaya Toure, the fact they were champions, they could have went, they can get a
All the more reason you think they'd go
record.
if they hadn't had all that success.
I think there's 30,000 hardcore Man City supporters, and I
Yeah.
think the rest are all tourists.
Yeah, I think
That's
you're
my
spot on
opinion.
there. That'd be the same 30,000 that's been there when they were in the lower division.
Exactly right. Flying Pig, we've interrupted you again.
As I
Sorry.
say, Bayern Munich's run away with that league by 24 points for a game to play it with 91 goals scored. And then going into France, same thing.
PSG.
PSG,
yeah.
92 points. Second place, Lyon, 75 points.
So what's that? Say that again. 75 and what was the top?
92. So
No,
17, another 17 points. And PSG have scored 108 goals.
God, Lord.
So, I mean, all these top teams in Germany,
That's a
France,
rubbish league.
Spain.
But you see, this is a good debate because I'm a Scotsman by origin, the family, and I've come to Scotland. I always get thrown at me, the Scottish League is Mickey Mouse League. There's an argument for you. Is the French League not a Mickey Mouse League?
Yeah, it's
Is the
rubbish.
German League a Mickey
Rubbish.
Mouse League?
I think the German league would be a better standard of football thing, but I think that French one's garbage.
I do believe in France there's only three teams going to the Champions League as well automatically. Whereas in Germany and Spain and England,
But
four goals.
where's Monaco? Monaco was right up there a few years ago.
Well, Monaco third in 74 points.
So they're like
So-
20 points behind PSG.
Yeah, well, 18. Yeah,
18, they're not at the races, are they?
not the races. No.
Not at the races.
Right, again in Italy, Juventus
Juventus,
91 points. That is a little bit closer because Napoli are on 85 points. 2 games to play. So,
Now, listen, that's incredible that the two Milans aren't in the top 4 this year. That mustn't have happened.
Massive.
so
a
you've
lot
got,
of
I
years.
don't even know who the other two teams are.
You've got Juventus on 91, Napoli on 85, Roma on 73, Lazio on 71, and then the 2 Milan clubs.
Right.
Inter on 69 and AC Milan only on 60 points.
Wow.
Incredible.
31 points behind Juve.
Yeah.
I once
Incredible.
went to the San Siro, magnificent night many years ago, about
Beautiful.
14 years
Nice.
ago. And Alan Shearer scored 2 goals in the San Siro. It was fantastic. It was my wife's first away game that I ever took her to, and she was petrified,
Yeah.
absolutely petrified. But what a night of football! What a night of atmosphere! It was brilliant.
Great stadium. Got a lot
It
of
was
history there and
incredible,
everything. I've done the
incredible.
tour there. That was good.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Long may Newcastle sort of continue to get up there and get at the Champions League places and give us some more wonderful tours like that.
Has it been
Thank you,
taken so?
thank you, Flying Pig.
Has it been taken so?
Thank you, Flying Pig, for your wonderful
Yeah,
analysis
thanks for the
of the
input there,
European leagues and the little stories you've been telling off.
He'll be getting off. He'll be
about
going home
the
to
other
polish
things.
his chains in a minute.
And he's getting these dogs. Who let the dogs out? Right. Listen, let's take some music. Brilliant session, lads. Fantastic. The football, anything happening in the football, Flying Pig?
No, not a great deal.
It's as simple as that.
Totally enthusiastic.
I hope we haven't upset him too much. Come on, there's playoffs here.
All right,
There's-
okay.
Come
Listen,
on.
if you want a few scores,
Yeah.
Scottish Premiership, Dundee 0, Partick 0, Motherwell 1, Hamilton 0, St Johnstone 0, Ross County 1. In League, we've already given League Division 1 playoff, that ended up 2-2, Scunthorpe and Rotherham. In League Division 2, it's 57 minutes gone, it's Lincoln 0, Exeter 0. That's how it.
What about
That's
the women?
about it.
The women and the ladies.
Never mind the women. Get them back to the playoff final there. Oh, it's the National League. Bournemouth won. Tranmere Rovers. There's somebody went in on WhatsApp. He said that his team's at
She.
Wembley today. Was it a she or a he?
That was a sheet.
It was a she. That
Sandy.
her team, Sandy.
That
That
was,
her team.
that was Tranmere, yeah.
Okay, so listen, we wish you all the best, but unfortunately, somebody was sent off after a minute. for
1
Tranmere.
minute.
A minute.
1 minute. That is scandalous. He's at Wembley and he gets sent off in 1
And
minute.
actually going into Scottish League Division 2 playoff, which ended Cowdenbeath 3, Cove Rangers 2. That was an aggregate score of 3-2, first leg 0-0. And they had quite a few sendings off, did Cove Rangers.
Look
Yeah.
at
What's
that.
all them red?
They had one in
What?
the 94th minute, one in the 97th, and one in the 98th. I think somebody must have,
I think it's been a punch up there, hasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
between the
Brilliant,
looks
man.
of it.
Yeah.
So,
They've thought, we've got to be 3-2, let's go and get amongst them. That's what they've been saying, let's get amongst them. That happened
Did
many
they all kick off at the same time? All them sending off at the separate time?
No,
No,
94, 97, 98.
Right.
And-
Absolutely lost the
But what's funny is
Lost
that
the plot.
there's been no sending offs from Cowdenbeath,
No.
so it couldn't have been a punch up.
no.
Unless they've been
Fighting
fighting
with each other.
I think they've gone 3-2 down. I think they've gone 3-2 down and probably just lost it on chicken count and beef players.
Yeah, possibly. Anyway, listen, we'll have to take music. We're talking far too much today. Let's take what we're going to do, a little Gnarls Barkley and a little bit Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then we'll be back.
Online at coolfm974.com or follow us on Twitter at coolfm.
Bruce Springsteen, Hungry Hearts. And before that, the wonderful, wonderful Oasis, Don't Look Back in Anger. Is there any anger going on at the Riverside between Middlesbrough and Aston Villa? That playoff semi-final in the Championship, Flying Pig.
Yeah, well, kicked off, Scotty. It's only about 4 or 5 minutes gone, still 0-0.
Okay, no problem. Let's run through the rest of the games.
Yeah, League One playoff ended up Scunthorpe 2, Rotherham 2. The League 2 playoff, that was Lincoln 0, Exeter 0. And into the Scottish Premiership, it ended up Dundee 0, Partick 1, Motherwell 3, Hamilton 0, and St Johnstone 1, Ross County 1. And another couple of playoffs in Scotland in Scottish League 1 semi-final. It was Peterhead 1, Stenhousemuir 2. But Stenhousemuir went through 2-1 on aggregate.
So they go into the final for the
Yeah.
League One final. Yeah.
And in Scottish Division 2, Cowdenbeath 3, Cove Rangers 2, and Cowdenbeath go through on aggregate as well.
Okay, so they actually go up into League One. Is that it now? Or do they go back
Yeah,
to Cove
no,
Rangers?
that's it now.
That's it.
No, they've already played at Cove Rangers.
Okay, that's why all the guys decided to play punch-ups
I
and
think
stuff.
so,
Oh, is that
yeah.
that game? Yeah.
Because they lost.
They got 3 cents.
Yeah,
Three
3
cents.
cents within the last 3 minutes. Didn't
Amazing.
they? Incredible stuff. Welsh Premier League, Cardiff Man United. What's that? Cardiff Man United 0, Barry Town
I
0.
think we'll pass it all.
That's still
There's
going
just
on.
one result in the Spanish La Liga. Real Sociedad 3, Leganés 2.
Okay, right. Don't forget, tomorrow we're here. Well, we're not here. We're at Lanutia, the Camilo Cano Stadium at 4 o'clock. We're going to be reporting live on the Cool Pundits and Cool FM on all the 4 o'clock kickoffs, or rather 3 o'clock in the UK time. If you can't get to a TV screen, if you're in the car, or if you're working in the office or something, then tune in to us on 97.4 FM in the Benidorm area, or if you go into the World Wide Web, www. You don't have to say that now, but I'll just say it. Coolfm974.com. Come on to the little Listen Live logo, press, and you will hear us.
Yes.
It's been a good day.
Yes, it's
Even though we haven't had any
fantastic.
football to talk about.
Brilliant. We need to talk about it again, didn't we? It was all right.
We didn't.
We learned a few things about the Flying Pig.
Yeah, have we got some apologies to make?
No.
Nah.
I'm going to ask you what you get up to when you got there.
Yeah, with that dog collar, absolutely 100%. But no, it's
With studs.
with studs. Yeah, that's great. But okay, so we're going to really be heading off now. Anything you gentlemen want to say? Where are you going tonight, Big Dog?
I'll probably be staggering around Page or somewhere.
Okay, and the Flying Pig, what are you going to do?
I'm going on to my settee to put a leg up.
You just got the one poor leg.
Yeah, just at the minute, yeah.
What about yourself, Scotty?
Well, I'm going up to Lanutia to see the reserves play. If they win tonight, they will be automatically promoted. So quite a big game. That kicks off at 7 o'clock. Certain British kid that plays for the first team, he's in the reserves tonight. They've drafted him in as centre forward because the main striker for the reserves of Lanutia has been injured. So they brought Callum Douglas in tonight, the British kid, and I'm looking forward to see him play. After that, Big Dunk, now that you ask, I'm going to have Indian takeaway and maybe a couple of beers.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Okay. All right. That was great. We're finishing a little bit earlier than we normally do this Saturday because there's not an awful lot of games. I'm just going to ask the Flying Pig to go to the Middlesbrough game just before we go. I'm just kidding.
It's only
I'm
said
just
that
kidding.
because someone's knocked
Because he's-
everything off.
Because he's closed his screens down, so I've never.
Hey, we've done all right to get a show, I think.
As
today.
he just Yeah, not so bad. We'll be back again. As I say, come up tomorrow. It's free entrance into Lanúzia tomorrow. It's going to be a real party atmosphere. We'll play Torre Levante. And if Lanúzia happen to win that game, they will go into the playoffs for the second game of the Spanish League. Can you imagine that team on your doorstep here in Benidorm into League 2 of the Spanish League? Let's hope that happens. And as I say, we're all up there tomorrow. If you see us, buy us a beer by all means, but not the Flying Pig, because he's got a little touch of gout. So I'm going to leave you with a little bit Ed Sheeran, some Goo Goo Dolls. We're even going to leave you with some Bronski beat. Goodbye. Goodbye, Dunk.
Adios.
Goodbye, Flying Pig. Goodbye. Goodbye, Spencer.
Cheers.